Mkulu, you can start the webinar.
Talking to Michelle. I'm trying to make sure.
Greetings, beloveds. Welcome to another Healing Sunday session hosted by Ikhambi Natural Healing, where we look at all matters related to holistic healing. Mkulu Menzi.
Yes, beloved. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Ikhambi Natural Healing, the session 1, where we welcome in the season of Nkosi Heru, Nkosi Yamakhosi, the foundation of all kingdoms, the foundation of righteous kingdom, the foundation of reclaiming your power. So the session is basically entitled or themed Reclaiming Your Power. And we have our host, Nkosi, Nelly Nkosi, who's going to take us through a few healthy ways of reclaiming your power using natural herbs, natural healing methods. So mine is just to greet you and say welcome into a season where your willpower should be activating your power to be willing to do new things, to try new things, to reinvent yourself, and to make sure that you are healthy mentally, physically, and also spiritually. We're going to do a breathing exercise at first to open up the channels to make sure that we align ourselves with the natural order. We know these days that breathing is of utmost importance. It is the main thing. So it is important to know that we breathe well and also that we channel all the great energy inherent in nature and in us so that the breath of life is in harmony with everything that we do, because breathing is really a sacred act. So I'm going to just begin with a quick breathing exercise and welcome the Creator into our space and welcome our ancestors and our guides into our space so that our work is clearly grounded on the infinite power of the divine. Can you just sit in your comfortable position, whether you're sitting or lying down or standing? We're going to take 3 deep breaths and we're going to take one last breath, the 4th breath, just to affirm and to manifest that this place is now a sacred space. So we're just going to sit comfortable and take 1 deep breath in. Hold it and breathe out with your mouth. Take the 2nd breath in to your lungs and to your tummy, to your stomach. And let it out. take a third breath and hold it even longer. Be present in this time and let your ancestors guide you, and let the creative spark and let it out. And the deep breath is an affirmation of being present in the now and ensuring that every breath you take is sacred and every breath you take is meaningful. Take a deep breath in and hold it. May all your energy points be activated from your crown up, down to your root. Take another deep breath. A breath of gratitude and let it out. And as we exhale, we welcome the season of Heru, Nkosi, the King of Kings, and we're reclaiming our power to do everything we set our minds to. Can we have the healing pledge? The healer's pledge. I think we're going to recite the healer's pledge now. All together. I cannot see it, but I'm sure it is coming. So we recite the healer's pledge together. It is important to say the words together, to utter the words together, because we are affirming that these are the ideals that we are aiming to live by, and we are committed to making sure that natural health is promoted and it is set up on a higher level than other methods of natural health. We're a holistic institution. So can we say the healer's pledge together? And it goes like this. Singabelaphi, we are healers.
Singabelaphi.
We are healers.
We owe our gifts to nature, our ancestors, and our creators.
Oh,
Our gifts to nature, our ancestors, and our
ancestors and our creators.
We live by the principles of Ma'at, Unu, Ubuntu.
We live by the principles of Ma'at, Unu,
Ubuntu.
We'll approach each other with respect, honesty, and compassion.
We will
approach each other with respect, honesty, and compassion.
We will offer our advice, recommendations, and ideas with trust.
We will
Offer our advice,
recommendations,
and ideas
with
trust.
We will neither insult, dishonor, nor abuse one another.
We will neither
insult,
nor abuse
one another.
We will share, practice, promote, and raise awareness about natural healing.
We will share,
practice, promote, and raise awareness about natural healing.
Healthy lifestyles and well-being.
healthy
lifestyles and well-being.
We will refrain from posting negative information.
We
will refrain from posting negative information.
We will refrain from posting irrelevant information and falsehoods.
We will
refrain from posting irrelevant information and falsehoods.
Singabelaphi, we are healers.
Singabelaphi, we are healers.
Our gifts are a gift to humanity and nature.
Our gifts are a gift to humanity and nature.
We will give back to nature what she has abundantly given us.
We will give back to nature what she has abundantly given us.
We open up Unja. We are going to be opening, we're going to just state our medical disclaimer. Information is for educational and informational purposes only and may not be construed as medical advice. The information is not intended to replace medical advice or treatment offered by healthcare professionals. Nkosi is going to take us through today's session. May we all learn, may we all be humble ourselves to the knowledge of nature from the goddess herself. Thokozako.
Togozani, greetings, Sanbonani. We are in the season of Heru. Welcome to another Healing Sunday session brought to you by Ikhambi Natural Healing. So I just wanted to just go through to introduce people to those who are not aware of Uheru in terms of who Heru is. So he is the son of the truth and the upholder of Ma'at. He represents he righteousness and will to manifest justice that is expected of kings and queens. We are all kings and queens. Um, we need to tap into our inner king and queen. He is the unifier of the two lands, the north and the south, Egypt, the heart and the mind, and the physical and the spiritual realm. So I just wanted to show you some elements that are associated with Uheru before we proceed with the session. Just give me a second. Okay. So these are the elements that are associated with Uheru. We have the hawk. Uheru is normally depicted with having the head of a hawk in Kemetic. If you study Kemetic teachings, you will notice that Heru is depicted as having the head of the hawk. So the animal that best represents Uheru is the hawk, and then we have the obsidian. Obsidian is a stone. It's a precious stone, and what's this? We have olive. So olive is used as one of the is one of the most important bases when you're making an oil, essential oils. And then the insect that aligned to the energy of Heru is the bee, and the element that is associated with the energy Heru is gold, and the scent associated with the energy Heru is sandalwood. So if you want to bring yourself closer to the energy of Heru, it's best that you these are some of the tools that you can use to bring yourself closer to the energy Heru. So I also wanted us to just take some time. I know everybody has been concentrating on sorry. I know everybody has been concentrating on whatever it is that has been going on currently, the pandemic, and everybody being forced into going indoors and really just what's this and really just being forced to almost be at a place where you feel a bit powerless. So now the chakra that is associated with energy Heru is what's this? It's the solar plexus. And for today's session, I'm sure you can see with the colors and themes and everything, the that the solar plexus is the chakra that is mostly aligned to what's this? The energy of Heru. So the solar plexus is it's just I'm not sure if you're able to see me, but it's just 2 inches just above your what's this your ispono, your navel. And it's there at the center of your body. It's the solar plexus, and it's the energy point that governs your emotions, your thoughts, and really your willpower. It If this chakra is impaired, it can bring a whole lot of imbalances, and a lot of people right now are actually experiencing some of those imbalances, which is how you identify that your solar plexus is out of balance is through when you start excessive fear, excessive anxiety, going into depression. A lot of the especially the spiritually gifted individuals, they're currently experiencing a lot of those feelings and not being in control of one's destiny. And so this enhancing and aligning your chakra will actually make you feel like reclaim the power that you have. And especially now, since we've all been forced to stay indoors and things are not as normal as they usually are, and we're feeling a lot of power, a bit powerless in some way. A lot of people are dying. Most of us have buried a lot of loved ones, and it's really a good time right now to start reclaiming your power and stepping into your own. And according to the Gregorian year, this is the start of the year. A lot of people have a tendency of making New Year's resolutions at this time. At this time of the year, I'm not sure how many actually tend to keep them, but yeah, we we are here. So when you have an imbalance in your solar, so the herbs that we will be discussing today will be solely focused at making your solar plexus aligned. So when you have an imbalance in your solar plexus, it tends to manifest itself as in like digestive problems, like your gut. So the solar plexus governs that region, your gut region. So there is some element of truth when they say a way to a man's stomach is through his stomach. And the legends, there is some truth to the legends that have been told that most kings that have experienced what's this who have not ruled righteously actually had stomach problems. So the herb that we will be featuring for today to help us bring ourselves into alignment with our solar plexus is the turmeric. I wanted to show everybody what the turmeric looks like before I proceed. So the turmeric looks something like this. So this is the turmeric. It looks a lot like ginger, but it has this yellow orangish type of look to it as opposed to ginger. Ginger has this, ginger has a bit of yellow, but it has this deep, this one, turmeric has this what's this, deep color, strong sense of yellow. So turmeric contains a chemical called curcumin. I hope I pronounced that correct because I've been practicing, you know. So curcumin is the chemical that is responsible for most of the healing properties that you find in turmeric. So turmeric, it's mostly found in the Middle East as well as Asia, and however, it has found its way to make it has found its way here to us in Africa. So there isn't much data to suggest that it is actually what's this? It grows naturally here in Africa, but it's mostly a herb that is used in Asia as well as the Middle East. So the benefits of turmeric is really helping with inflammation disorders in the bowel and ulcers. It also regulates your insulin levels, also helps with high cholesterol, and it also helps with depression and anxiety. The side effects for turmeric is that you need to be very cautious of when consuming turmeric is that you should not use turmeric if you've got a bile duct obstruction. So if you've got problems with your gallbladder, so the gallbladder, I think in my language we call it inyong. Inyong. So if you've got problems, Genyong, please don't do it. If we have another person who knows the name, an alternative name for what's this for in their native language, please do share with us. we would like to know. We are here to all learn. So when using turmeric, you must also be cautious, especially when you're taking blood thinners. So turmeric is a natural blood thinner. So if you are taking blood thinners, you should be very, very cautious when using turmeric, as it will also thin your blood, and that may actually cause you to have internal bleeding, as well as bruises. Like, you can bruise quite easily on your skin, and you really don't want that, because that will create sores and may also create pus to formulate in the areas where you've bruised. People who are pregnant should not take medicinal amounts of turmeric, as it does tend to it may induce contractions and labor. Turmeric should not may also decrease sperm count in men. So it may make, if you're trying to have a baby, or if you guys are trying to expand your family, please do refrain from taking turmeric. If you are going to go through surgery, you should not take turmeric because of the excessive bleeding. You should really aim to not to wean yourself off turmeric for, like, go clean for like 2 weeks prior your scheduled surgery. So, are there any questions before I go into the preparation methods in regards to turmeric? Do we have any questions?
No questions, Gogo. You can
Okay, cool.
continue.
So, how you prepare turmeric? There's lots of ways that you can prepare turmeric, but I've specifically chosen two methods for today's session. They're really easy. They're really easy to do at home, and you can do this on a regular basis as well. It's not something that you'd actually need to go and buy a lot of ingredients to prepare. So the first one is tea, and then the other one is turmeric tea. And then the second preparation method is the golden milk, preparing turmeric with milk. So when preparing turmeric with, so basically turmeric, you can drink it on a regular basis with little or no side effects, taking into account all those other things that I've just stated a bit earlier, uh, thinning of the blood and but if you don't have any underlying issues or major underlying issues, you can take turmeric for approximately, if you're taking 3 grams, you can go for like 3 months or so of taking turmeric. Yeah, so if you take the ingredients that you will need is honey, turmeric, as well as black pepper. So why we include black pepper is turmeric is it's not easy for our body to absorb the healing properties of turmeric, and black pepper just really helps us in terms of helping with the absorption process. So those are the ingredients that you will need. So you can put, so you first start by preparing a turmeric paste. How you go about preparing a turmeric paste is that you first put the honey into a bowl, and then you add your turmeric, and then you stir until the turmeric has mixed with your with your honey. And that's how you prepare your turmeric paste. And then you can place it in a jar and refrigerate, or put it in a place where it's like a cool place, and you can use it as and when you need it, so for future. So you can use, for preparing a turmeric paste that will last you long. For measurements, you can use a quarter cup of honey, raw honey, and then 21 spoons of turmeric, dried turmeric. And then you can add lemon. Oh, no, sorry, don't add lemon yet. And then turmeric, and then you mix those two ingredients together, and that will be your turmeric paste that you will use continuously for your tea. So how you prepare the tea once you have made your turmeric paste is that you take a spoon of your turmeric paste, and then you place it into your cup or mug, and then you pour hot water or warm water over it, depending on how you want it, and you stir up until the honey has dissolved, and then you put your lemon and your black pepper. There are some variations in terms of what you can add. If you're a person that is, you can add a bit of almond milk if you are a person who likes that almond milk and you inclined to that type of flavor. And you can also add coconut oil into your tea, and you can also add a cinnamon stick into your tea, or you can also add a pin what's this grated ginger into your tea. Now the nice part about turmeric is that and mixing it with ginger is that both these things actually really enhance and help align your solar plexus. Ginger is really good in terms of improving your gut health. If you have a bit of nausea, and if you're feeling a bit of a discomfort, having a bit of ginger will help you in terms of easing that discomfort. So turmeric is it mixed with ginger is like, yeah. I think the Christians would say the sangrala or something like that. But yeah. Do you have any questions regarding the tea preparations before I move to the golden milk? I will post these recipes on our Facebook page.
No questions so far.
Okay. So we will move on into the milk. So what you will need for the milk is the golden milk is you will need milk, or you can use almond milk or any other substitute milk if you are not a person who likes dairy products. Um, so you can use almond milk or another form of milk, and you can use 1 teaspoon of another ingredient is 1 teaspoon of local honey or raw honey, 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. This is optional. So the honey and the coconut oil are optional ingredients. They're really for the flavor, or if you want. So honey is like it has that antibacterial properties, so you can use honey. You can add honey if you want a bit of that, or you can just add it for just the sweetening and the flavor. You will need 1 teaspoon of turmeric, ground turmeric, which has been uh, powdered turmeric. You will
Uxolo gogo. Sorry, uThabang unombuzo.
Okay.
Chokoza Coco.
Greetings, beloved.
Greetings. No, like bengifuna nje ukubuza about the milk. Since you have answered it, because like I don't drink cow's milk. I only use soy milk, as you said, almond milk. So yeah, you have already answered that. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Kamako mkhulu.
Samako.
So you can use thank you for the question, Tabang. So you can what's this another ingredient is cinnamon stick, or you can use ground cinnamon for in this instance. And you can, the most important ingredient, as we stated before, is black pepper. um yeah, it's turmeric is one of those it's one of those herbs that are really hard for your body to absorb, and you can add a bit of ground pepper. And in this what's this in this recipe as well, you can also add grated ginger. So if you want that gingery taste, you can also add grated ginger. And also ginger has a lot of benefits, as I've stated previously. So how you prepare, the actual method. So it's quite simple, and you will see it's quite basic. So what you do is that you simply pour all the ingredients in a pot or a pan, and then I think if you want to know in terms of the actual type of heat when things start to die, please do go back to the video that we did with Aranza, where we spoke deeply about the fact that when we're preparing herbs, you really don't want to bring them into what's this
Boom.
a heavy, like boiling.
Bukan. That boy.
Yeah, you don't want them to boil, so you want to simmer, you want them to simmer. So please do go back to that video. Aranza explained it so nicely, and I think I'll do it an injustice if I try to explain this again. So bring it to a light boil, and then make it sit for like 10 minutes or so. And then as you're doing this, you're stirring your ingredients just to make them mix together. And then if you've used chunky ingredients, like you didn't really grate your ginger or anything like that, or your cinnamon, if you've used like cinnamon sticks, you can then strain your milk, and then you can add honey, or any other sweetener that you would like to add, and you can drink as you desire. As some of the variants that you can add to this, other stuff that you can add to this is cardamom pods. So yeah, and also black peppercorns. So you can add these coconut, and you can also add coconut oil to your turmeric milk, to just add that variation, or bring in some other healing properties into your golden milk. Do we have questions? Do we have any questions?
No, but we have someone who's having a party behind. Can they switch off their mic? Sunday morning. Okay, it's gone. I was hearing some noise. But questions, we don't have any yet, but we encourage our listeners to please post some questions, whether on Facebook or anywhere. We do not like to just talk at you. We like to have the conversation. Thank you.
Yes. So Aranza raised her hand.
Yes,
Aranza,
Aranza.
welcome, beloved.
Thank you. Greetings, all of I. Thank you. Greetings, Sister Nelly. And as you are talking about this preparation, it reminds me to what I prepare for myself every morning. I kind of give up. Can you hear me? Yeah? Yeah.
We can hear you, Aranta.
Yes? Okay. So,
Can you please repeat what she said? Because I'm struggling on my end to hear her.
So as you are talking about the preparation now with the milk and the turmeric, I love turmeric as well. And every morning when I go to work, I prepare a flash, and I boil cinnamon sticks. I boil it for 5-10 minutes. Cinnamon stick. I buy the turmeric raw, like it looks like the ginger, but then inside is different the color. So I use turmeric, I use ginger, I use star seeds, anise seeds, star anise seeds, fennel seeds, clove seeds. Yeah, I use a few of those. I boil it for 5-10 minutes. Then I pour milk. I boil it with the milk as well, because before I do it with water, like the herbs with the water, I boil it, then I put as well milk. I boil it for 5-10 minutes, and then I let it stir. And then I just drink it through the day. Like I make me almost a liter every morning. So that's the very first thing I drink in the morning when I go work. I give up coffee because I used to take coffee, you see, and then maybe I would drink almost a liter of coffee and milk, and I would be like, it wasn't good. So so I changed it for this thing with the turmeric. The turmeric is a very nice herb and a very good anti-inflammatory. I used to use it. I had a stroke in my leg and I was given warfarin. That's a blood thinner to make your blood thin. You see, when you advise not to take it together because it has the same effect. So it will make maybe your blood very thin and it will raise it up very high and then you can have an internal bleeding. In my experience, I took it because the warfarin wasn't making any effect on me, especially because as a vegetarian, I eat a lot of green, and the green has a lot of K vitamin. So that's what it makes your blood thicker. So it's actually that contradict the medicine. The warfarin is what in South Africa they prescribed as a blood thinner. And it's a lot of people actually who is on the blood thinners medication, especially here in Spain. I never knew about it until I experienced it. But anyways, yeah, you need to be careful, but sometimes, for me it did help and I mix it, but it's not advisable, but it's a very nice turmeric and I drink it every day and it's very nice. I love it. And if you actually, because it is very difficult to absorb all the goodness, you can buy, if you really need to use it as a treatment, like as a medicine, you don't want to take artificial synthetic medicine, but you need a really strong, quick effect, you can buy biocurcumin. It's sold in South African health shops. It's a bit expensive, but it is really good as a medicine if you really need to use it as a one go quick 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 response, because if you really want a strong reaction in your body of it, you need to have a lot of quantity of it, like, you see. So thank you. That was my share. Give thanks. Sister
Thank
Nelly.
you so much, Aranza, for sharing that with us. This is it's quite insightful in terms of how you can in terms of how you can use and like consume turmeric. Thank you so much for sharing that knowledge with us. So Joy had a question and she wanted to know if turmeric is a genetically modified herb. The answer is no. So turmeric is, for lack of a better word, I know we always say there is no such thing as uzifozonke. So in India, turmeric is like uzifozonke. you know, they use it for everything, and it's very ancient treatment herb that they've been using. So apart from promoting your helping you align your solar plexus, it's very good in terms of treating acne, and it's also good in terms of treating itchy skin. So you don't have to just consume turmeric only to get the medicinal benefits, but it's also when you use it as a paste, it's good for treating itchy skin and help promote a healing. So if you ground it and to make a paste out of it, and you've got what's this, an itchy skin or a bruise somewhere, so you can use turmeric. It's very ancient. It's like the herb that you have to have in your house in Asia. So it's like one of those like herbs Nje, that you constant, it's the go-to herb. It's like you're going into a house here in South Africa, like everybody has alu. If you don't have some species of a succulent, it's a bit weird. Yeah. So it's similar to that. It's the go-to herb that everybody must have that everybody almost has in their house. Um, do we have other questions?
No, Coco, we haven't identified any. You can continue, please.
Okay. I thought I dropped off there for a bit because it was buffering, and I'm looking at my screen and I'm like, is everybody still there? Did I drop off? Okay. So the reason why we're discussing herbs that actually help promote what's this, your gut health, because some of the things that that manifest, what's this, in a disorder in your gut health manifests itself as some form of anxiety. It comes out as something else, you know. It doesn't really sometimes come out in a sense that, oh, I've got a discomfort in your gut. It can really alter your mood and give you anxieties and whatnot. And if you know what actually is the root cause of the problem, you won't treat the symptom. Like if you're suffering from anxiety because of a disorder that is happening in your gut, then you know that if you're taking antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication, which do tend to uh, bring an imbalance into your gut health, you actually treating the symptom and really causing the root cause to just be elevated. Whatever it is that is causing the anxiety to be just elevated. So it's really much better to just treat the root cause of the problem, which is your gut. So the gut consists of the stomach, and the intestine. So if you're having a bit of those problems, they can manifest themselves into depression, and which is what we're seeing currently right now, with a lot of people being forced to stay indoors and really socially distance and not being in power and being told what to do, as opposed to being able to do whatever it is that they want to do, and you start seeing signs of anxiety. So yeah, and other herbs that can help you besides turmeric, there are numerous other herbs that can help you in terms of aligning your solar plexus and and enhance your gut health. You know, um, some of these herbs we have discussed in the past, and I'll just mention them for the sake of what's this completeness. These herbs can include lemongrass, lemon, coriander, fennel, clary sage, myrrh, lavender, bergamot, rosemary, and cedarwood. So these, you can use them as to influence your environment by burning them, or keeping them in your environment. And this would include like your lavender. So if you have so it brings in that aromatherapy type sense to it. You know, you don't necessarily have to consume anything to really activate that inner willpower within you. You know, you can just put it what's this in your environment, and it works just as effectively. With Or you can rub them what's this near what's this on your body, just to have that scent, carry that scent around. And from a nutritional base perspective, I just wanted to share, from a nutritional perspective, what you should really be focusing on to really enhance your inner health, your inner to really enhance your solar plexus health, your gut health. Am I sharing?
No, we're just seeing a blue screen at the moment.
So these are the from a nutritional basis. Thank you, Michael. So from a nutritional basis, you really want to move away and start being focusing on what's this. Um, Start focusing on a plant-based diet. Think of yellow. You know, think of yellow. These are the plants that would really help enhance your what's this your what's this your solar plexus. So Natasha has what's this is a specific question. So she says, does anyone know any specific herb for improving the kidney function? Is there anybody that can what's this can help answer that question in terms of kidney health? So with kidney health, there's quite a number of herbs that you can what's this that you can use, you know. to improve what's this, your kidney health, but mostly it's mostly about staying hydrated, and not necessarily, and looking at your what's this, and looking at what you're actually consuming. I really don't like the notion of taking, let's say for instance, right now we're discussing a turmeric. I really don't like the thing of people neglecting the nutritional aspect, and all, and concentrating on just taking that one herb, you know. Aranza.
No, but finish what the a quick answer for the question of for the kidney diuretics. Any diuretic herb will help for the function of the kidney. Yeah, and the drinking a lot of water. Yeah. So for help herbs that help with the kidney, it would be any herb that is a diuretic herb. Yeah, diuretic, like puhu, like there is a lot of herbs that is diuretic, that it helps with the kidney.
Oh, and also thistle, would thistle milk count in there? Because I know with a lot of milk thistle.
Okay, as well.
Because I'm just thinking, if you say diuretic, that's what just came. It's funny because Dr. Lina and I were having this conversation about this. If you're saying boohoo, and I'm just thinking milk thistle, um, now.
Could I ask one question to do with also gut health issues? People usually, some people are suffering from issues like ulcers or gallstones, things like that. Are any of these herbs beneficial for maybe easing of the pain of that kind of thing? Ulcers, gallstones, all that kind of gut stuff.
So all those
Herbs.
things would be herbs. Sorry, Sister Nelly. Those
No, I
ailments.
wanted to clarify, just get his question clearly. You wanted herbs that actually help with those,
Yes.
or okay.
Okay,
Uh,
me, I'm not gonna talk about a particular herb, but I'm gonna talk of when you look for herbs, what you need to look for. If you are treating something related that is related to your stomach, to your how you call it, intestines and all of that, then you get herbs that help to your digestive system, that it will help to create all the fluids that it will need. So, and for the pain as well, you will use sedative herbs, or you will use calmative herbs that it will easy and stop the by pulsation or the pain. It depends of what the pain is. It comes from. So yeah.
so other herbs, Kulu, just to add on what Aranza just said, ginger is very good in terms of dealing with what's this, like I know for from my treatment, like when I was pregnant, when I was suffering from nausea, and ginger has been very helpful in terms of relieving some of those nausea, and just really treating heartburn, because we often, a lot of times, we think that heartburn is a disorder, like because you feel the pain in your chest, you think that the problem is in your chest, but no, the problem is really in your stomach, in your gut, so ginger is really good in terms of alleviating some of that. And then lavender, please, when you're consuming lavender, please use small doses, do not drink it excessively. um, Small doses of lavender, if you're going to consume it, it really does help promote that. Chamomile is also very good in terms of promoting your good gut health. Also, Nelsie was just added that dandelion root is also good for liver, for promoting liver health. There was some here. I made notes somewhere here in terms of what other herbs that one should actually be looking into when you're thinking. So the lemon balm is also lemon balm is also good. So you can drink lemon balm also to. So what you can do is you can take your chamomile, have it mix it with a bit of lemon balm, and it's also good for your digestive system. What I will caution is because these herbs are also sedative herbs, like your lemon balm, lavender, as well as your chamomile. Please be cautious, as they are also contain there's contra indications, and there's also side effects. So if you are going to be going into surgery, you should not be taking these, because there is something called over sedation, and you may not just come back, and also when you're drinking something like ginger is a blood thinner, and you need to be careful and not to consume too much of those, especially if you know that you've got a blood disorder, or you've got what's this or you'll be taking blood thinners, because it will thin your blood, which will make you experience a lot of, like, the most minor bump will turn into a bruise, and so that those are the things that you need to be on the lookout. We did discuss this on previous videos, in terms of some of the side effects for ginger, and some of the side effects for lavender, as well as chamomile. I'm not sure if we discussed chamomile, but you can check out our previous videos posted on our YouTube channel, just to see how some of the side effects of these herbs. What you also need to be cautious of when taking these herbs is you also need to be cautious that you can't just take herbs and not actually do the work, because in as much as a disorder in the gut can manifest itself in terms of a mental condition, or an emotional disorder, what you also need to be aware of is that it can also be vice versa, that a mental condition start manifesting itself as a problem in the gut, and if you're not solving the root of the problem, you're really just treating the symptom, and you're not addressing the actual problem. And maybe next week, when we next session not next week maybe next session, when we unpack the link between mental health and your gut health, we can actually start we can really go deep and unpack that. Like, you can't herb away stuff, you have to really do the work sometimes, and really align yourself from an emotional perspective and a spiritual perspective, because these things do tend to show themselves physically. Does it answer your question, Mkulu?
Yes, thank you.
Do we have another other questions? Okay, if we don't have other questions, I just wanted to share some of the notes that I made
Excuse
in
me,
terms.
just a comment from Joy, that's all. Sorry.
Okay.
Should I read it? Can you?
Yes. Yes. Please.
So Joy Hamangwe says, I would also like to reiterate the importance of nutrition, as well as mentioned earlier. What we consume also contributes to our wellness and well-being.
True. Thank you so much, Joy. Like, I almost feel like what we eat is the daily medicine. I don't know if it makes sense. What we eat is the daily medicine, and the medicinal herbs um, come into play just to supplement what we eat on a daily basis, and that is really our prescription, what we eat on a daily basis. So yeah, that that's something that people should really really think about. So we don't have any other questions. I just wanted to share some of the things that one can ask themselves, just to identify if they've got a problem in what's this, in their solar plexus. So your solar plexus can either be underactive, or like you can have your solar plexus energy can either be weak or can be excessive, or it can just be balanced and in tune. And when it is balanced and in tune, that is when you're in your what's this, at your optimal, and you are really operating at your best. You have found the king and the queen within you, and you really own everything that happens within your life, and you're in control of everything that is happening in your life. So a weak solar plexus, how you can identify that, is constant feelings of victimization, playing the victim, being a victim all the time. These are not cast in stone. These are just, and doesn't mean that when you have it suddenly it means that, ooh, my solar plexus is weak. It could also be something else. So playing the victim, um, constant need to be dominated as well. That's a weakened solar plexus energy. Being easily influenced, almost waiting for validation from others, waiting for validation from others. And physically it can manifest itself as inflammation in the bowel, in the bowel, ulcers. It can also mentally, it can manifest itself as anxiety or depression. If you have a excessive solar plexus energy, there is such a thing. If you have excessive solar plexus energy, it manifests itself as egoism, narcissism as well. Yeah, I don't know, egoism, narcissism, like these things are interlinked, and the lack of authority, you just don't. Everything has its own place, like lack of authority, lack of accountability, um, and also wanting to constantly be, those people who are like, I'm right, yeah, you know, all the time. Yeah, those, yeah, it's an indication of an excessive solar plexus. We have a comment here from Tafazwa. She says, I'm not sure if it's a he or she, so please forgive me if I am incorrect. It's also important to remember that narcissism will hook into the solar plexus of the empath with no boundaries. It's important that we develop boundaries and literally cover our solar plexus when we are in company of narcissists and energy vampires. Yes, that is so true. That is so true. We need to protect ourselves and guard ourselves. When you know thyself, when you know yourself, and you know your truth, it's very much the starting point, and hence it starts within. And your solar plexus is really that energy point that really helps um you stepping. It requires you to first know yourself, to be able to step into your own power in some way. And maybe when we do the next session about the link between mental health, and we can also speak on what Tafazo just touched on, mental health and the solar plexus.
As one of the last questions, hopefully, there is Nomvula who asks about Palas. What do we use? It's a Facebook question.
Yo. I'll
And so
be
I would say
very
maybe the
honest.
final question.
I will be very honest. I'm not a huge fan of purging or opalas. I'm not a huge fan, and I haven't really invested enough time in terms of that. So I do hope that there is somebody as a guest who can uh, uh, help with that.
Nkulum Sheli, maybe, if he has I know we've spoken about Palaza before. If he's available. If he's not, it's okay. We can.
Nkosi,
He's here.
there are various, it depends ukuthi uphalazelani. There are various herbs, namagxolo. Yeah, it's just that I'm caught unawares right now. We might have to prepare, but there are, depending on the type of cleansing or the type of purging that you are intending to do. So you purge for different reasons. Sometimes even spiritual cleansing is in the mix, and you use different types of herbs for that. Usually, abantu nje, when they want to cleanse, generally, some have gotten into using tea leaves, but there are different herbs depending on the type of purging. So we'll prepare something for Omakose for next time. Thokozani Makhosi.
Would purging with just water not be sufficient, Mkhulu?
Like I said, it depends on what your intention is.
In terms of detoxing, because I think this question, if I unless I'm reading the question wrong, it doesn't seem it's in line with the solar plexus and just helping you align and just promoting that gut health. Would purging with just water not be
Water may not necessarily be, water may not be enough, depending on the type of purging that you are doing. What are you purging for? So water alone may not be enough. There are certain abanye basebenzisa nentelezi and so on. So there are different types of herbs that are utilized for purging. I think one would have to just prepare for Omakhosi specifically, and look into the type of purging that exists.
Okay. Nomvula Tlatsi, okay, please do be on the lookout for Umkhulu is gonna prepare something for us for purging. I'm already excited about that. Tafaza, please, followed by Tafaza is Mohale. So Tafaza.
Hey, I just wanted to answer Gogo Tazia, what she was asking about purging, right? While you can't say one thing, that you can use. A good one to use, right? Let's talk about the solar plexus, what you're talking about, because you want to get rid of the dirt that's in your life from divining perspective, things that no longer serve, the boundaries that you haven't had, and the things that you've not been doing right. Mapipa is very good for that, where you're removing that from your life. You can also use coarse salt and water to do that. Just as a starting point, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I would agree with that. Thank you so much. Yes, that makes perfect sense as well. So there are different types of things that you can use, different remedies.
Tabang's hand is raised.
Tabang?
I wanted to ask about the solar plexus. I'm not really sure of the native name for that. Like I just wanted to know.
I didn't get Tabang's question. Can somebody who heard the question please, because his volume was a bit low on my end. I'm not sure if it was the same for everybody or if it's just my problem.
He's asking for the Zulu name for the solar plexus, Onguni name, so to speak.
Oh, do we have somebody who can help? I'm not Zulu, so I can't really help you there. So do we have somebody who can help?
I will research it. Tabang can follow our blog or our Facebook. I will give me a day. I will find out what is the name, because I don't know, really, to be honest. Sometimes it's good not to know.
Yeah.
So that you can know, so that you can go and find out. So I'm going to research it and I'm going to find out. To know that the way so I will ask them, my elders, and I will respond on the Facebook and I will put it up on the blog.
So what I can tell you, Tabang, now is that the organs that are alive that way are governed by the solar plexus. That's what I know. That's as far as I can tell you. Beyond that, I will be telling you lies. I'll be telling you lies. Do you have other questions? If there are no other questions, I just wanted to remind everybody that we do share our videos on our YouTube page. Please do follow us on Ikhambi Natural Healing. As well as on Facebook, we go by Ikhambi Natural Healing. And Instagram, we have Ikhambi Natural Healing with underscores in between the names. So if you want to, if you want to watch recap on the videos, please do go on to our social media platforms. On the next session, we will be sharing more insights in terms of how you can help enhance like your solar plexus, or that just enhance that energy point to be able to step into your power and really regain control in terms of your life. Yeah. So please do catch us next time on It Can Be Natural Healing Sunday sessions. With all that being said, thank you. Love and light, beloveds.